Welcome back to another episode of the Good Vibes by Slang podcast. I am your host, Shantae Lang, aka Slang. And guess what, guys? I have an amazing group of women on the show today. You are not going to want to miss this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Good Vibes by Slang podcast. As your host, Shantae Lang, aka Slang, I always lead the show with our weekly affirmation that I want you guys to ponder on. This one, guys, is so fitting for this show. I have a group of amazing young ladies on the show today. None of us know each other, but guess what? We are all connected. We are all connected. We are all in alignment. So what I want you to ponder on is the people that come into your life and making sure that they are in alignment with your path and your purpose. So our weekly affirmation, I am in alignment with my path and my purpose. God is leading in everything that we do. That's what I want you to think about for the week. What y'all think? We like,
I'm in alignment. I like it.
Turn that vibe on so we get that energy out there, putting it out there. Again, we are all connected, and just watch how this happens. Watch how God moves through us in this show, and you will see that each and every one of you were meant to be here on the show today to cross each other's path because there's something that you all like have in common. And one of the things I will say as women, we all wear multiple hats, right?
Yes, we do. Yes.
We are mothers. We are daughters. We are family members. We are counselors. We are firefighters. We do it all each and every day.
For sure.
And we do it with a smile on our face. And we do it without people knowing what our story really is. So today on the show, I'm going to introduce the guests and I'm going to read their bios because, again, I think it's very important. I want to celebrate these women and their accomplishments. And then we're going to get into one of the things that I really love to talk about is entrepreneurship and how the backstory of how you got started. Because every one of us have a story, a reason why we did what we did and took a leap of faith and said, I'm going to go after my passion. I'm going to pursue my dream and I'm going to bet on me. And each and every one of you did that. Okay? So let's dive in. Okay. And if I mess up, guys, like just charge it to my head and my heart.
That's okay.
So they're doing big things. There's some big words in here. I'm going to have to make sure I break it down, okay? All right, our first guest, Caroline Obella. Did I say that right? Obala. Caroline Obala. All right, Caroline Obala is a VOIP engineer and entrepreneur with a master's degree in computer science from the UK. She brings expertise in VOIP, telephony solutions, optical signage solutions, and business strategy and improvement. With over 11 years of experience as a tax preparer and business owner, Caroline combines technical proficiency with entrepreneurial insight to deliver impactful solutions across industries.
Okay.
Come through, Caroline. Come through. All right,
Thank
okay.
you.
And we got a story. Caroline has a story that I just can't wait for her to tell. All right, Kayla. Our next guest is Miss Kayla Young. Welcome to the show, ma'am. And I'm going to read some of the bio, part of your bio. All right. In a divided, hurting world where most people are struggling, getting along with one another, it is not uncommon for those same individuals to question their identity and what they represent in this world. Denny Kay's passion is help bring answers, healing, and purpose to the lives of those struggling to find them. She considers it's her life's work to find the client's superpower and use that power to enhance their lives for the better. From adults to children, Denny has specialized programs that find healthy perceptions of themselves and strengthen their relationship with others so they can add to the world to bring peace, healing, and wholeness. Denny K is a holistic entrepreneur certified and trained in several modalities such as spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, hypnotherapy, energetics, herbalism, and aromatherapy. And as an ordained minister, she performs rituals and ceremonies that celebrate unions, birth, and clears and release negative and toxic energy. She offers products, books, poems, and customized mindful and anxiety programs and with curriculum. Kayla received her associate's degree in cardiology technology from Sanford Brown College and alumnus of Texas Women University, where she studied fashion merchandising and marketing. She received a certification from Southwest Healing Art Institute as an integrative healing art practitioner with specialties in spiritual coaching and hypnotherapy. She did a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Where she gonna start? Where she gonna start?
She did a whole lot. Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
She did a lot. Hey.
Denny K, please.
Denny K is in the building. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for having me, Queen.
Absolutely. Okay. Now we'll move on to our next guest. I have Miss Brenda Tutt. Find your bio here. Brenda Tutt is a nonprofit founder, published author, and speaker with a passion for healing, truth, and empowerment. Her debut memoir and guided journal, Echoes of Strength, Embracing Life's Element of Change, captures her journey through trauma, motherhood, self-discovery while encouraging others to do their own inner work. Brenda is also the founder of Elements of Life and Forever Wealth, two community-based initiatives that provide support and healing for women and youth impacted by grief and violence. A proud mother and grandmother, Brenda shares her story to uplift others and remind them that healing is possible and purpose still exists, even after pain. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Brenda.
Thank you.
Come through, yes. All right. Next, I have Dr. Kimber Shelton, is a licensed psychologist, author, and speaker. Her practice, KLS Counseling and Consulting Services, specialize in addressing cultural diversity, LGBTQ issues, trauma, and relationship concerns. The 2023 Black Mental Health Symposium Distinguished Practitioner of the Year, Dr. Shelton is an award-winning psychologist committed to creating transformative healing spaces for minoritized groups. She has over 20 publications, including a bestseller, a handbook on counseling African American women, and has contributed to articles on CNN, Yahoo, and HuffPost. Dr. Shelton has provided cultural competence training to thousands of health professionals and works with groups and organizations to support their diversity and wellness initiatives. She is the co-founder of the Counseling Black Women Collective, a platform amplified Black women's mental health wellness and Black women therapists. She earned her PhD in counseling psychology from the University of Georgia and MS in mental health counseling from Niagara University. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Glad to be here. Thank
Put the
you.
book out. Let's see if everybody see
Oh,
one
I-
of the
I-
books.
it was up.
She brought the
It was
book.
up.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on. All right. Our next guest is Rita Mariscal.
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 Ooh,
Mariscal.
last name.
Mariscal.
Yes.
I love that accent, like that blur on the end.
Yes.
Rita is a mom, a wife, a daughter, a friend, and a businesswoman. She wears many hats as far as life insurance, tax service, access bars, NLP practitioner, working on, and now is currently working on securities license. She enjoys living life to the fullest with her family and is happy to be on the show today.
Yes, I am.
Miss Rita. Okay. So welcome everyone to the show. And as you can see, reading the bios, we all are connected.
We are aligned.
We all are in alignment with this week's affirmation, being alignment in your purpose and walking in your path that God has stored for us. So we're going to get into it. And really what I would like for you guys to share is to tell a little bit about like your business or what you do and the backstory, because I want our viewers to know the why behind why you started. Because each and every one of us have a why behind why we decided to be a psychologist, why we decided to go down the paths that we've started. And I want our viewers to know it. We have clients and customers and people that come to us and that do business with us and work with us each and every day, but seldom times they don't know the why you do what you do. And there's a backstory. A lot of times it comes through triumph, pain, the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to be a successful author, that it takes to do the things that you guys are doing. And I really want our viewers to know that. So we're going to start first with you, Miss Denny K, in the spotlight, looking all radiant and beautiful. We'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about the why behind your healing journey and the things that you really want our viewers to know about you and some of the practices that you do.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, you wonderful sister, you. So my origin story really comes out of a medical diagnosis. After, I think it was breastfeeding my last baby girl in 2008, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And no one in my family had it. And so I was this anomaly, this black unicorn, if you will. And I asked myself, why? How did I get it? I eat right. I exercise. I'm breastfeeding. Like, what? My breast? Really? Like my womanhood? So I did a lot of research during that time. And get this, I was in the medical field at the time. So I was coming from a world that was pushing medications, and nothing wrong with medications. I believe in them as well. But I was like, wait a minute, I've done all the right things, and I still ended up with this diagnosis. The tumor was so big, I had to have a mastectomy. So I started drilling down about things I put on my scalp, things I put on my skin, things I ingest. And I discovered that as a Christian, some of the stuff that God created, vegetables, herbs, fruits, all of those things can heal me. And so it kind of put me into this world of finding some things outside of the medicine world that could be healing. My disposition, my mental health could aid to those things. So I found a program that did just that, introduced mindfulness, hypnotherapy, herbs, just all alternative lifestyle, if you will, alternative medicine. And when I discovered that I could actually do this and potentially make a living, I was sold. But it started with my family. So I wanted to create things for the scalp, for my hair. My girls were all natural at the time, or they're actually still all natural. So they had dreadlocks. So I created hair products, and people were like, well, give me some, because your baby's hair look good. And then your hair looks good, So that's how it started. And I said, wait a minute. I can heal my family, but I can heal others. And so then in that, finding out their issues and problems. And so because I had the biblical counselor background and the coaching, just merged them all together and decided I wanted to be a healing arts, a practitioner, just from the rooter to the tutor, as my grandmother used to say, but the holistically all parts. So yeah, a little bit about me.
I love it.
Yeah.
Amazing story. Thank you for sharing. All right. Next, Miss Caroline. We'd love to hear your story, ma'am.
Yes.
Tell us about why you started your journey and what you do.
Well, I have 3 journeys and 3 stories I need to share with you guys. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
One, I'd like to applaud her for what she just said. And as she speaks, I felt goosebumps because I share similar experience.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to mention that I also have a nonprofit, Lupus and Autoimmune Foundation, which helps people with lupus. I was also diagnosed with lupus in 2017. whereby I didn't understand what that was. I'm like, I've never been sick in my life. Why do I have this? What the hell this is?
Right.
So when you speak, I was feeling it. And for 2 years, I closed myself. I'm an extrovert. I go out, I talk to everyone. But for 2 years, I didn't speak to anyone. I see my phone rings. I didn't pick up. I only had my nuclear family with me because I didn't understand. I thought I was dying. That said, fast forward, I got prescribed almost 18 medications. And each medication had a side effect. And the side effects were so bad, like, why am I taking this? So I had to go and get a second opinion abroad, came back, the same thing. So like her, I decided to Google. They give me this medication, I see what is the substitute of this. So I look and I see for pain, for headache, migraine, you can take cloves. So boil water, take cloves. And similar thing. That's the first story. But I don't do holistic, but I do make concoctions for myself and my family and some of my friends. COVID time, we used it and it did help. So what she's saying is true. Yes. They do work. And so I opened my nonprofit, I think it was 2019. So I started supporting people with lupus and autoimmune diseases. And mostly in Kenya and here in America, we did walks. We just supported them verbally. But in Kenya, the financial status is very difficult. So we help them, take them to the hospital. We take 2 cases a week, take them to hospital, provide medication, and also blood work, which is quite expensive. So we do that in the course of the year. So that's different. Now, about my career, I am in IT. I've been in IT for over 25 years. So it's something that I enjoy doing, and I do that as a career. Besides that, in this world, we have to hustle.
Come on. Yes.
So
wear
just
multiple
having
hats.
a 9 to 5, yes, is never enough.
Right.
But that it could be enough for other people, depending on the type of life you want to live. Yeah. So sometimes it may be difficult for other people because the opportunities are not presented to them. But it's up to you to grasp any opportunity that is bestowed upon you and use it.
Yes.
So in regards to that, I had just come to the country 2013, and then about I came August. About November, I was busy ironing. We were going to church in the evening with my husband and the children. This lady knocked at the door, and she came to sell me slippers. And these slippers are the same slippers that are from my country. So I told her, I have the same slippers. Fast forward, two weeks later, she asked me to help her open a business for taxes. I'm like, what is taxes? What's that? Because I don't know. I lived in England for 12 years. I just came. We don't file taxes in England.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So I didn't know what that was. So she explained to me, and she didn't have the resources. So I got the resources. We opened the tax office for the year 2014. I had no clue what we were doing, but we opened it. And I was there just supporting her. And the first year we made 5,000 profit. We didn't know what we were doing. But in the course of that year, I did some courses. I had managerial accounting, my background, corporate accounting, but nothing to do with U.S. taxes. And that's how I started. Until now, it's 11 years. I have my office. I've had the same office for 10 years. So I do personal taxes. I do business taxes. I do open businesses for people and entrepreneurship. Now, lastly, I'm so sorry for taking too long.
It's wonderful.
Lastly, with the economy the way it is, I worked for a company for over 9 years. They got, I don't know if we can say company names, but we got laid off, 2022. And I've been doing contract works with the VoIP. VoIP is voice over IP. So I do the telephony, configure the telephony system and things like that. I enjoy it. It's great. But with that is contracts. But then in the job market, it's very difficult to get into IT. Even though everyone seems to want to get in IT, the jobs are there advertised, but they're not there, if you know what I mean. But that said, that's when I started my other business. I've just registered. I've just got 2 clients currently, which is to create signage for people. And also I've got a meeting with one of the companies to start the VoIP. So instead of working for somebody to do the VoIP configuration, I want to do it for myself.
Oh man,
Because
I love
I'm just
that.
tired of
Amen.
applying for
Hustler.
jobs.
Listen,
Hustle
you're
princess.
betting on you. Like, I love that. Oh my gosh, such an amazing story. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Thank you.
sharing. All right, we'll get into our next guest, Dr. Kimber. Tell us a little bit about your story and the why behind you wanted to go this route.
Yeah, and thank you again for having me on. I remember when I was very young and my middle brother, he was angry at our family. So he drew a picture to represent everybody and his anger towards us. And for me, he drew lips. So I've always been talking. I've always been running my mouth. I've always had a voice, even before I recognized that I had a voice. And my family is originally from Beckley, West Virginia. My grandparents, all my other extended family, many of them continue to live in Beckley, West Virginia. And I was raised in Western New York. But we would frequently go to West Virginia and we would spend the summers, and we never went on vacation. Every single holiday, every single going somewhere, we always went to West Virginia. So I spent a lot of time there, a lot of time with my grandmother. And this was said to me at a job offer, how much money they were trying to offer me. But so my family in West Virginia, they're not poor, they were po. My parents grew up
Lost the
po.
OR. They couldn't afford
They
the
grew up
OR.
po. Yeah, we couldn't even put the OR on it. And that was different, even though we weren't wealthy. My parents were rising middle class. My experiences growing up were so different from the contrast of what I was experiencing when I would visit my family in West Virginia or stay with my grandmother. And I remember 10, 11, 12 years old going to doctor's appointments with my grandmother. They're like, it's been like 3 hours. What are we still doing here? And again, my mouth, running that mouth. So like, why are we here? When are you going to see her? Or in stores, just noticing how my grandmother was being treated. And to me, my grandmother was beautiful. She's intelligent. She was strong. She was powerful. And how disrespectful someone not to see her in that light.
Yes.
And obviously, I'm not realizing all these things at the time. But I think that goes along with my journey and being able to utilize my voice to empower people who have been silenced, and that other people have used their voice to empower me as well.
Beautiful.
So fortunately, I've had lots of great mentorship in my life. I don't think we do any of this journey by ourselves. We don't get anywhere alone. And a beautiful thing about counseling and psychology is that in therapy, things are revealed to us that we didn't know about ourselves or understand with ourselves. So being able to share things with people and see them come into themselves, as well as there's been so many opportunities that before I even recognized something in me, someone else was able to encourage me in that way. So I feel fortunate that I can offer that to other individuals. And so much of the early parts of my career, I was working in college counseling centers, and I loved that. I loved working with college students. But then, and so I was in Georgia, in Atlanta at the time, and I was dating my now husband, who is in Dallas. And I had a small private practice in Atlanta, as well as working at a college counseling center. And so when we decided to get married, when I was thinking about what is like my dream job, what's my dream career, and I realized my dream job is to not have a job.
Yes.
I don't want to work.
That's hello.
I don't want to work.
Yes, ma'am.
And if I do have to work, how do I set that up so I can feel as happy and as satisfied as possible? And especially with my husband's work schedule, it just made sense for me to go into full-time private practice. And in my professional journey, my personal journey that way, so I have 6-year-old twin daughters. Having these daughters and being pregnant, already I didn't want to work. Then I definitely was not really focused on working. So I am very much focused on how I can balance my family and my work life and how I can work smarter, not harder. But becoming an entrepreneur, going into full-time practice to give me that flexibility, being able to craft a practice that looks the way I want it to look. 90% of the clients I see are Black women. They're seeking me out for a reason. They're not able to get the services they need or haven't been able to get those services in other places. So happy to be that place of safety and healing for them. And wanting to not just work individually with people, again, using my voice, recognizing that we are coming to therapy, but if our therapist is not competent, we're just not going to get the care that we need, which went into the publications and the book so that anyone who's seen a Black woman can provide her with the care that she needs. Lots more I could share about that, but I will
Oh my gosh, you have said so much that is definitely inspiring to each and every one of us.
Yes.
And as I go around the room, once again, you guys see how we're all connected?
Very aligned.
We're all aligned. It's a room full of alignment. Y'all feel the energy?
I feel it, sis.
It's hot in here, but it's a heat or energy.
Oh, the heat is radiating from
Right,
each
it's
of us.
radiating from everyone's story and how passionate you are about your story. And your story is going to impact someone today that's watching the show. And so that's why I do this. That's why I do this Good Vibes by Slang podcast. I want to educate the viewers and the people out there. And if your story is able to impact just one person, then we've made a difference. And we've pivoted them in the right direction to a path that they may have felt lost out there. And then they can hear your story and say, oh my God, if she did it, then I can do it too.
Right.
So that's what I'm inspiring each and every one of us to do. Okay. We'll move on to my next guest, Miss Brenda. Tell us a little bit about your story. And I see you brought your book.
Yes, this is my newly published book. It is a memoir self-guided journal, but it actually stemmed in 2018. My 16-year-old son was murdered. He was breaking up a fight with some girls in Houston, and the ex-boyfriend of one of the girls was trying to interfere and fight with one of the young ladies. So he was standing up for her, and in return, he shot him twice, and he actually passed away in my oldest son's arms on the way to the hospital. So with that journey, his murder trial was in 2023. And so I didn't realize that I had been holding my breath that whole time because COVID came, they rescheduled the trial. He wanted to take a plea with so many things that took place, but I still had my other children, my son, of one who witnessed his brother being murdered, on top of my daughter. She was young at that time. She really didn't understand that her brother had been killed. And so once the trial came and went, I pretty much had checked out and really didn't know that I had checked out until my kids kind of said, Mama, you haven't been getting out the bed. You haven't ate. You haven't been doing any things. And that had been days, weeks. And I'm an advocate for counseling. I had been doing that. And my therapist and my psychologist had said, you know, you probably need to do more than just seeing me. You might need to go check into the psych ward, or you might need to do a partial hospitalization program. And so they gave me the choice. Either I could be there full time or I could come every day like a job. So I went for 2 months every day, and I found out that my son's passing was just the icing on the cake. I had so much other trauma that I had suppressed and really didn't pay attention to until I went and they asked the right questions. So once those questions got asked, it just opened up the floodgates, and I was able to heal and really understand a lot of the things that I did throughout my life that did make sense or made me feel a kind of way about things. And so that in return freed me to have peace and to be whole. And then I was able to start my nonprofit, which is Elements of Life, and that's to help teenage girls to young adults, because oftentimes I look back thinking, when I was that age, what did I need? When I raised my daughter, I talked to her. We're very close. Her friends asked me everything. And I thought, what can I do to help them not get to 43, 44, 45 and have an epiphany? I want them to get it beforehand, not when it may not be too late, but you may have added so much trauma onto your life because you don't know what you're doing. So I created that, as well as a safe place for women who have lost their children, because yes, my 16-year-old son was killed, but I lost a daughter at 9 months as well. So it was just consistent trauma, having a miscarriage, then having a daughter born, stillborn, and then my 16-year-old being murdered. So every aspect of losing a child, I've experienced it. And so oftentimes people say, you need to tell your story. I admire your strength. But at the time I couldn't really, because it was so much going on. But once, like I said, once I got to a place of peace, and peace is being whole, I was able to put it into the book and to ask the questions that were asked to me that made me say, somebody probably would have asked me that. If my therapist probably would have asked me that, that probably would have helped me to dig a little bit deeper. Because at times I would think, my therapist, I'm mad more now that I talked to her than feeling like she resolved the issue. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you because you didn't help me. I journal, I meditate, I pray, I do all those things, but nothing was helping. And I said, this cannot be my life. I cannot think with sitting there with my eyes open, seeing the murder trial, go to sleep, dream about the murder trial. My life was, every move I made was my son being gone. And I said, this can't be it. This can't be it. So I know the best decision that I made was to go to that partial hospitalization program. And now I'm here today to be able to share with other people and tell them that I may not look like what I've been through, but I don't mind sharing. I'm an open book. I tell everybody about it. I know some people, you can't even mention their child's name, they got murdered. They tear up. And I just know that it's nothing but the Creator who just placed it upon me to be able to be the voice of so many people who have lost their children, especially to gun violence, especially in the Black community. That's very prominent. I have a lot of friends that I grew up, their sons have been murdered. And so that's just my goal, is to be that voice to let people know it's not okay, but you can be okay. You just have to learn how to, that's your new norm. And so I miss my son every day. I have his ashes. He was cremated. This is him. I have him with me every day. So he's definitely my reason why.
Yeah. My God. Thank you so much for sharing that story. And condolences for your loss. We all on set are mothers, so it really hits us really deep, because to think about our children, everything we do in life is for our kids.
Very much so.
The reason why we bet on us each and every day is because of our children. We want to be that example. We want to be the person that they can look up to. And so I really applaud you for sharing that story and writing your book, because so many of us need to hear that. Again, we don't know each other, but today we're going to leave as family because our stories are so much aligned. And so I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Rita.
Hello.
Hi, Rita. How are you?
Muy bien. Very good. Thank you.
Good. Now, if you start speaking Spanish, I may get a little bit mojito. Look, mojito. What is it? Mojito. I said mojito. Look, muy mojito. I want a drink. Mojito is a mojito. Mojito. Okay, mojito. Mojito and mojito.
I got you, Rita. I got you.
Also known
Right
as
after
a drink.
A drink. Yes, that part right there. Can we get both? I'm gonna need one after the show. Oh, right, Pam.
We needed that.
Tell us your story and about what you do.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me and to be here with you guys. My story is basically having a hard childhood. We all have traumas. We all have, from our family, from our friend, from somebody that said something, and you believe it and you take it for you. And you grow up like that until you find some kind of help. You're never going to have the perfect life for your kids, because they're going to be always something that will make them have some kind of trauma, right? We all agree on that.
Yes.
So the way I look at things is, after a certain age, we become adults and we're responsible for our actions. And we need to look for more help. And we cannot blame our parents anymore for our actions. We cannot blame our neighbors, the government, anybody else but ourselves. So my example for my daughter, so she can, like you said, has somebody to look up to, that's my reason why. We want our kids to be better than we were.
Yes.
Than we are, because each day we're learning every day to become better than yesterday. And that led me to look for answers to heal my inner child, to become a better mom, to be more present and more conscious of my role as a mom, as a wife, as a friend, as a daughter, as everything, as a human being. So my daughter can be basically like my legacy, that she looks up to me and she wants to be better, the better version of herself when she grows up. So that led me to do healing and working with energies and working, with everything that God, that our Father, He has put in this world for us,
Right.
that we do not know sometimes how to use it, is something else, but it is there. And I do believe in medicine as well. But in this world, we have so much more that can heal us, that can make us feel so good. And we're all connected. How? Energy levels. So my thing for me is I do access bars, which is a technique to help people. You've heard of that, haven't you? Okay.
I'm like,
So it helps with, it's just 32 points that we touch in the head. And it helps to relieve any stress, any limiting beliefs, any blockages that you put into yourself. And that helps kind of make you take, action or make the decisions that you want to do for your life.
Okay.
I also do NLP sessions, neuro-linguistic programming. That helps a lot with people that have had some kind of trauma, or we call it a learning experience. You learn how to have that emotion when something happens. You cannot erase the memory. That's impossible unless you have dementia or something else. But what I do is I help you through your body and your mind develop a new neurological network to help you lessen or become that feeling to become very, very small when you remembered that certain event. Makes sense?
Yes.
So sometimes we do need certain things to help us not feel as angry sometimes when with life, or as much pain for something. Which, I totally applaud you for being, honestly, I don't think I could do that, but I applaud you for sharing what you did. But we need to have some kind of solution that is more permanent than just, thinking we're going to be okay. You need help. We need help. We all need help. We all have been through so many things. And to me, helping my fellow human beings, not just, my family or friends, but everybody that wants to do it, welcome. Come on.
I love that. Now, can you break down a little bit more about the NLP? Because this is the first time I've ever heard of that before. And I mean, I'm sure some of our viewers are thinking like, NLP, is it like brain stuff? Like, is it like hypnosis? Is it something like you put on your brain? Like,
basically,
what is it?
to me, the way I explain it to people so they can understand a little better, it's like a guided meditation trance, in which you put them in a state they're very relaxed, and your unconscious part of your brain is the one that is getting the information that you're implanting. So you see, we are all the time in automatic, but this, we call it subconscious, but it's basically the unconscious. Is the one that's getting all the information of what we see, what we hear, what we feel all the time. It never stops. Because even when you're asleep, and you know this, I know you do.
Yep. NLP and hypnotherapy are cousins.
Connected, yeah. So you do everything in automatic. You feel, oh, well, I'm driving, I'm doing okay. But everything that you are not conscious about, your unconscious is picking it up. So let's say, I don't know if you ever heard when you were in high school that a teacher was a mean teacher and we will say to a kid, oh, you will never amount to anything. And guess what? That kid never amounted to anything because that kid believed what the teacher said. And those are the implants that we need to get rid of and put something else that says, you are enough, you are good, you are smart, you are important. And see how that changes, because you're developing a new network. Neurological network, instead of having this old one that's always like a muscle is working and it's stronger because I'm not good enough, and you believe it and you say it, and the more you say it, the more power you give it. So you kind of fade that away. You put the new one and you start working that out. and you see changes. I was going to speak Spanish. Well,
Go ahead. Mojito.
you see cambios. So you're
Mojito.
you see change.
Okay.
So you see change, and then you start going to do different things. Like a lot of people with big companies to train their salespeople, they use it a lot because there's people that are afraid to speak in public. Or there's a bunch of people that are afraid to talk about their product. They get nervous. They don't know what to say. So there it goes. Hey, you are good enough. You can do this. You can do that. Now, we work with all kinds of people. I mean, we do, children to a certain age. We do older people. Anybody.
Okay.
Anybody that is willing to make the change.
I love that. I'm definitely going to be
Just-
looking into that after the show. Look, Rita, program me. Listen, I need a program. Okay, I love that.
Beautiful.
So again, y'all, alignment. You
Really
see it going
aligned.
through, like really aligned.
Yes.
Like, and what I do is I just let like God, like His power, like kind of work through me, because again, when I'm putting this together, and I will show you, I normally have notes and stuff like that of my thing. This is blank. I don't have anything. I put the guests, like everybody was just coming together and it all came together. And I was like, well, I don't even know what we're really going to talk about, but I don't know backgrounds, and I'm getting the bios and I'm like, okay, well, we'll see how this is going to go. And it just came together. Like, this is amazing. So I know God is in here, in this room, and working through us, because these stories are going out and people are going to hear it. Never heard of NLP? We heard of it today. We're going to get programmed. We're going to seek help. We're going to journal. Brenda talked to us about journaling our thoughts and changing that, and just kind of meditating. DDK talked about it, medicating, therapy. We're going to seek counseling. We're going to seek someone that we can talk to. We're going to not be afraid to speak up and share our voice. And Caroline, I love it when you said that, when you talked about how you isolated yourself. So many of us women go into self-isolation because we don't want to ask for help. And I don't know if that's a trauma response or a trigger, because we try to be strong. So for me, one of the things that I was always taught was to be strong, to be independent. Do not depend on anyone. Do not depend on any man. You have to do it all yourself. You have to chase the corporate ladder, and you have to get a college degree. All these things were ingrained in me that I had to do. And now that I'm doing these shows and talking to so many amazing women, I'm realizing it is okay to ask for help and seek help. It's okay to use your voice and say, I'm not okay right now.
Right.
My mind is going somewhere else. My body is like doing weird things. And we could throw that in there too, the perimenopause.
Guess what?
That's another episode.
That's another episode we will dive into, because listen, hot flash is hot in here. Okay.
It is a real thing.
It's real. Okay, I just want everybody to know it is real. And we'll dive into that another day.
But guess what happens when you do that? Because we, like you say, we are raised to be strong people. We always strong because we have to do it. And if somebody doesn't do it, we do it for them.
Yes.
But then for years, speaking about myself, I've always been the strong one. I hold everyone. I hold my family. I hold my friends. I hold strangers.
Like,
I've always been the one. At my weakest point, I needed help. I needed people to help me. Where were they? Okay, I didn't voice it. But when I decided to voice it, they're still not there. So it is very difficult to really try to ask for that help if you know for sure that nobody is going to be there to give you that hand. Most of the time, you don't need a lot. Sometimes you just need a hug.
Yes.
Sometimes you just need a smile. But where are they?
Yeah.
Where are they? But when you are, you're on top, everyone wants
Everyone's
to be
there.
around
Yes.
you. You know?
Right.
Everyone wants to be around you. For example, I said the 2 years I didn't speak to anyone. You know my house. You've been coming to my house every month when I cook, when I have a small party. So you hear I'm sick. Why can you come? I don't want to pick up your call. Yes, but you know my house. You come when I cook. You come when I have a party. So come, I'm sick. No, they don't pop in. A couple of people only popped in. And I had many people. So I'm not saying you don't ask for help. We still have to, when you have the strength to have, but who do you ask for this help?
Right.
Sometimes the stranger may be there for you more than the people
person
that
Family.
know.
you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, so still, let's seek that help. Don't sit in silence, because even when you're in silence, so many things go into
In your
your
mind.
head.
And we're just
Mhm.
replaying stuff over and over.
Yes.
Yes. So, Denny K, talk to us a little bit about, seeking that help. And I know you're very spiritual and seeking God and putting God in everything that we do. So, talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I think, again, thank you, Slang, for just listening to God, and putting all these wonderful ladies together. But it's just that I think that in spirituality, you have to have someone you're listening to. And as Rita mentioned, those negative self-talk that we have, we just have to kind of quiet those and listen to what we need and know that we are uniquely and wonderfully made. That's what the Bible says, right? So with that, we got to know what we need, whether it's therapy, whether it's knowing that you have a diagnosis, whether it's, a traumatic event. We just have to listen and know ourselves, be authentic and know yourself. Know that my situation ain't the same as Rita's or Caroline's or Dr. We just have to just listen and be more aware and be intentional. Be intentional about being the best woman that God has called you to be.
Indeed.
So
love
that's
that.
how I answer it. Just
I love
follow
that.
the path that He has set in front of you. Ordered steps. We all have. My favorite scripture. I know we didn't brought God into it now. I'm sorry, but a light upon my feet and a light unto my path, which means that I hold that lamp and follow where God is leading me. So listen, be aware, and follow
I
steps
love that.
in front of you.
Amen. I love that.
Yeah.
One of the other topics I want to kind of dive into real quickly before we really get into a close, and Dr. Kimber, I wanted to kind of turn it over to you. Talk about how a lot of the times in the Black and Brown community, we don't seek mental health. We don't talk about it. We are kind of in this, bubble where we don't tell our business. Like you don't go out and seek help for that. And we all got, somebody in the family that we know needs help, but we're not pushing them to seek professional like counseling and therapy. Can you talk a little bit about that? What you see?
Yeah, and I really appreciate that, and coming from it from a very normalizing perspective, because we put a lot of focus on the individual or the community not seeking help when help has not always been accessible to us. And even today, if we get help from someone who's not culturally competent to work with us, that therapy is not going to be successful. So the medical health field, the mental health field have not always welcomed us and have been actually very dangerous to us. So these traumas or these scripts, these ingrained things that we believe that intergenerational trauma, you don't share things outside this house, people don't need to know about the business, you need to be strong. That's for a reason. Because when outside communities have come into our homes, it has hurt us. Even today, CPS is more likely to take a Black child out of a home and less likely to reunify them. And they are less likely to take a white child out of the home and more likely to reunify them. So it is rooted in truth. That's why we develop those ways of being. But then it hurts us because what happens when there's sexual abuse in that home and I have to be strong or I can't report it? Then we are having these unhealthy ways of dealing with those traumas. But it's coming from a place of protection. But we need to find other ways of being able to protect ourselves and seek help. So one, these beliefs that we have, they're rooted in truth. Two, mental health therapy has not always been accessible to us. There's only 2 to 4% of mental health professionals are Black. So if you wanted to see someone who you felt like would be familiar with you or connect with you, and I think the numbers are just a little bit higher for Hispanic, Latino groups, less for some other groups too, it'd be hard to find someone who looks like you. So again, I don't feel like I can connect or go to therapy. And then particularly for Black women, I heard those same messages. You need to be strong. Don't ever depend on nothing. Don't trust a man as far as you can throw him.
Right. Not far.
All those things. And hearing those messages, in many ways, were supportive of me. I'm sure a part of the reason why I do have a PhD and a practice in the things that I have is because I worked so hard. I did so much. But there was a consequence to that. There was a loss to that, and that I got burnt out. And then also, I don't always want to be strong. I don't want to hustle.
Yes.
Why am I in a relationship with someone where I'm just waiting for them?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for my man to cheat on me or hurt me. Or why would I want to be in that relationship?
Yeah.
Doctor.
So
And I don't want to be hustling. I have a workshop coming up. Take that strong woman cape off, cut it up, line it with satin, make a bonnet, and go lay down somewhere.
Yes.
I like
I'm
that.
at the
I like
workshop.
that.
We used the workshop. Get me in. I'm signing up.
Okay.
It's virtual. Anyone could come onto the workshop.
Yes, like give
I
us
like
give us
that.
the website because at the end
Yes.
I want you to give us the website because I'm gonna go on. I'm on. I'm there. I'm already there.
I'm with you.
But yeah, it
Right.
hasn't been accessible, and we need to get those services, and we need to break those scripts that we can't rely on other people. And I think part of what you're saying, that this energy and this connectedness, that our trauma is collective, our healing is also collective, and we need community to be able to support one another. That we can't withdraw. We have to we have to lean into
in.
others.
Lean in. I love that. Great feedback. Again, our viewers and each and every one of us, we need to hear that. I do want to kind of pivot, ask a few more questions, and then we are going to wrap it up. We're definitely going to do a part 2 because I know that, yes, everybody's going to be like, we need a part 2 of this. Yes, because we got to take it in, dive a little deeper. But Brenda, I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about how did like the journaling part of writing it down and getting those words into a book, like really, really like help you, like.
It was definitely healing. I was able to, it was like once I put it into the book, I didn't carry it anymore. And so I was free. That was a part of my free, being at peace, being whole, because it's short stories about different things that happened in my life, from generational trauma, from someone who molested me, molested my sister, find out molested my children. And so that person's not living, because if they were, they would not be. I'll just say it like that. But generational trauma that I'm thinking, I didn't know that's what really happened until I did get therapy. And they said, that's what happened. And then my children said, well, this is what happened. And so things like that, talking about, people don't talk about that. It's they're like, shh, hush, that happened. And you can't tell. And so even though I told my children, anybody ever do anything to you, tell me, they still didn't, because it was a person that they trusted, that they made them think it was okay. So even from that to dealing with my mother, who was bipolar, me not understanding what was happening as a child, why she was that way, having cancer young at that age, and me thinking, people always say, oh, you're probably this way because your father wasn't around. It was the lack of love that my mom had, but I didn't understand she was battling her own issues, being bipolar, having cancer, being diagnosed at 18 and go away, and then at age of 9, they told her she wasn't going to live. But my mom's still here. So just that in itself, I didn't understand, like, why do I feel this way? You may have a community, you may have those, but there's certain things you can't say. There's certain things you can't do. They have you live to a certain standard, and if you're not that way, then they make you feel bad. So I took that and I put it in the book, and I left it there. So when I talk about it, it's my healing. I'm not talking from a place of hurt anymore, because I was hurting and I didn't understand the hurt. I didn't understand why, when I would see certain facial expressions, or I would see certain people, or even friends don't know the little things that they say make a difference. I've been married a few times. I've been told, oh, you don't need to get married anymore, or you don't need to be in relationships anymore because you can't get it together. But some of those same people are not in a happy situation, but they don't know that sticks to you. Or, when you get your stuff together, if you're not ready to elevate or do this or do that, then I'm dealing with only people who do this. But I felt like they didn't know how to help me deal with my trauma, being in domestic violence situations. I'm a nurse. I feel like I'm a healer in the way of healing people's hearts, their souls, because they talk to me and they're not the same once they leave. So I heal them in that way. On top of being a nurse, because I love being a nurse, but I love people first and foremost, and being a nurse is the bonus. So I took that and I put it there, and I told those little stories of things that people don't want to talk about. Like, I'm sure you probably dealt with friendships or work situations that you didn't know how to handle, or family situations, and just learning and dealing with that trauma and then releasing it and letting it go. Because if you just sit there and don't deal with it, it's just going to eat you alive. I had a heart attack. Didn't even know I had a heart attack. A lot of things happened. But I'm here today, and I'm happy, and I'm so grateful that I'm here to tell everybody. Like, it's crazy.
Listen.
It's a lot. But that is in here. Just be ready. You're going to be like, woo!
You hear, honey, we get the book, honey.
Yeah, you're going to put the book down. You're like, I don't want it. I can't read it right now. You're going to put it right. You're like, that happened?
Listen, we're getting the book. We're going to get the book.
Yes, you will throw it.
And it leads me to say, like, when we were kids, I don't know if you guys remember people saying this saying, sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. But that is so not true.
That's what sticks.
That's what sticks is the words and the things that people say that we program in our mind and we keep replaying it over and over and over. Like you said, Rita, till we become that. We become what they said when people say you'll never amount to anything. When people tell you that you're not pretty, that your skin complexion is not the right skin complexion, or when they tell you your hair is not the right texture of hair that you're supposed to have. Like all those things you can replay in our mind. And if you think about it, all of us can go back to our childhood and think about something that somebody said that we still hear today. And like, how do I remember that? I can't remember what I did yesterday, you know, with this menopause. But I can remember something that somebody said to me when I was 15 years old that impacted me at high school when they used to call me white girl because I was light skinned and I had long hair and I was a cheerleader. And they did not want to talk to me. And they did not want to be my friend. Like that stuff to this day, I still remember. It's like crazy. But yeah, back to the.
May I say a little story right quick, talking about how you know people tell you things when you're a child and then you kind of grow up with that and you believe it. Yeah. I have a friend that when she was about 5, 6, or 7 around there, she was in 1st or 2nd grade in Mexico, and she was going to school. She was learning how to read. And her uncle comes, and she's trying to read the words. So you know how they go from one syllable to the next, and they're slow about it. And he comes in, and he says, look at her. She doesn't even know how to read. That stuck with her to this day. And every time she has to read out loud in front of us, she gets like this. And I'm working with her. I'm working on her. I'm going to work on her more. But something so simple that we think, oh, I didn't say anything bad. That little comment. Or your friends telling you, oh, well, you don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be doing this. It's like your friends that really love you will stand by you. It doesn't matter what you choose to do with your life. The ones that talk the most are the ones that need to work on themselves more. You are enough. You are good. You're a powerful human being. And you can do whatever you want.
Yes.
And we are so powerful. We don't even know it. But you'll find out. You'll find out.
And that's how we're going to close out. and that's how we're going to close this
That's the affirmation right
That's
there.
our affirmation right there of us being in alignment with our purpose, walking in our path that God has for us, knowing that He is going to connect you with people that are going to impact your life, and you're going to get impacted from watching the show today. So many gems. Y'all, we're going to do a part 2. I hope y'all can come back for a part 2. I really do. Because there's so many other things that I really want to talk about and dive into. But today, I think that was the message that everyone needed to hear. We're going to go around the room real quick. Let the viewers know how they can reach you. You can give them your socials or your website or whatever it is that you want to know so they can reach you. All right, we'll start with you first, Rita.
Rita Mariscal. My phone number is 469-531-1555.
Awesome. All right, Miss Brenda.
I am Brenda Tutt. You can reach me also by phone 817-300-2615. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and it's all under Echoes of Strength. And you'll find me.
Where can we get the book?
You can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, or from me. And if you do order, you can always send it to me. I'll sign it for you.
Oh, love that. All right. And Dr. Kimber.
Dr. Kimber Shelton. You can find my information at doc.kimber. You can just email me or look at my website as well. And the handbook is available anywhere that the book is sold or books are sold. And then you can also follow me at Counseling Black Women.
Love that. All right, Caroline.
Right. Caroline Obala. And you can find me on Instagram, Shyness Tea Time Talk.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can find me on Facebook as well, Shyness, Shy, one word, Ness, the second word. And phone number 469-570-4748.
Awesome. And Miss Denny K.
You can reach me on all platforms. Denny K, that's DENI, second word KAY.
I love it. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. And guys, this was such a powerful message today. Again, I want to know that you are aligned. Thank you for tuning into the Good Vibes by Slang podcast, where week after week, we are going to have amazing guests that are going to come on the show to share their story and that will impact you in your life. Take these gems that we were dropped today and apply that to your life. Reach out to my guests and on their socials. They are there. We are connected. We are building an ecosystem of women and men, Black, brown, white. It doesn't matter. We all come together in love. Thank you. See you on the next show.
Come on.